Hello, beautiful souls. This video is for you if you're trying to figure out what you want. Here's the thing. You were never given a moment in time to truly discover what it is that you wanted, especially if you became the mom, if you got the house and the picket fence and the car and all of the responsibilities. Like, I could go to certain moms right now and say, like, what's your favorite color? I don't know. I've always had to think about everyone else's favorite color. Like, what's your favorite food? I don't know. I was always having to think about all my picky eaters in my family, or, right? Like, it's really something else to go, what do I want? And even at a younger age, at any age, it's a challenge to be like, well, because you're never really given the opportunity to. And here's another thing, they've turned our imagination off. So if I ask somebody, what do you want? I often get the blank, like, I don't know. Like, if I could wave a magic wand, I love this question. I say this all the time to anyone. If I could wave a magic wand and tomorrow you're going to wake up and have anything, be anything, do anything. This is without limitation. You don't have to work for it. You don't even have to explain. Imagine that it just is, and it's as if it's always been, and there's no repercussions. No one's even going to ask questions because it just is. And it could be anything. What would that look like for you? What would that be? Where would you be? With who? Doing what? And if you can't come up with anything, here's what I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Subscribe, leave a comment or a question. We're on this journey together. Together is how we rise. Here's what I really think. Because I don't own a TV, so if you have a Netflix subscription and you're obsessed with watching all kinds of shows, whatever they are, programs, darlings, programs, I bet your imagination goes to things that you've seen. So, and that might be the extent of it. So you've got a very boxed, programmed version of, and that does, and because that don't satisfy you because it didn't come from your soul. So want to know how? Well, stay with me to the end. I'll give you some creative ways to tap back into your imagination. Right now, I got the iPad and I'm going to ask, like, you're going to start doing research. It's really important that you ask questions. Now, you can ask yourself questions, but because you have a program that keeps you in this box and you don't know how to, like, expand from it, you're going to ask Google some broader questions to kind of plant seeds into your mind where you go, oh, I never thought of that. Oh, that would be so cool. Imagine, I would love that. That's what you're looking for. So I'm typing in, for example, 50 cool things to do. That random. Let's see. For fun. Okay. Go to amusements. Okay. I want to, is there not just a quick list? Okay. So it gives me so many different articles, but I was hoping that it was just going to be a list. I mean, I could have asked that. Okay. Like games, even just simple games. Going, oh yeah, I remember I used to love to skip. Get a skipping rope. All of a sudden now you have something fun to do. I'm going to type in a list of 50 fun things. Boop, 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 a doop, a doop, a doop, a doop. Okay. Go to a concert, travel solo, amusement parks. Why are they even saying this? Embark on an exciting river cruise. Seek out laughter. Learn to laugh at yourself. Enjoy little moments. Be spontaneous in the moment. So this isn't even pulling up for example, I made my own little bucket list, and it was like, I found out, for example, there's a spring an hour and a half from here. Put that on my list. So now I know if like, okay, what do I feel like doing today? There's something different that's going to give me some excitement. I can go and experience that. If you are thinking about like, I'd love to like see for example, for me was a toucan bird. At one point, I didn't even know that that wasn't a cartoon character just on the Fruit Loop box. Yep. I'm in my own little bubble here. And when I found out that it was a real bird in Costa Rica, I was like, okay, on the bucket list, pretty sure that I want to go and see these things and not just think that they're cartoon characters on the Fruit Loop box. Like maybe there's more to life that I can experience, you know? Like get excited about, so then you're going to start to discover what it is that you want by going, oh, that's cool. Like, okay, experiences. I want to see, because if you can find pictures of, say, experiences, something in you goes, oh, I want to go to Alaska. Well, then look up stuff in Alaska so that you can start to visualize and imagine what it would be like and put it on a list. The fun thing about this is everything that I've ever put on my lists of it just happens. It just magically starts to fall into place. Like you'll bump into somebody one day who will be like, you know, oh, did you ever hear that there's a spring an hour and a half from here? Oh my God, I have it on a list of things I want to do. Hey, want to go for a little road trip? Okay, now you got an adventure. And it just comes up. How fun is that? Okay. I would really like this to be a very simple list. That's what I do when I'm trying to learn something online and it gives me, I just try to sing to it and not get angry because, okay, drive a supercar. Actually, you know what? At one point I was like, oh, that would be so cool to drive a supercar. And turns out that there is 4 different amazing cars that somebody is doing this exact experience in like BC. So you drive around the ocean for like 15 minutes in like a Ferrari and then a Audi, like the coolest cars, and it gets all filmed. And like, who says you have to own all of that and work your whole life being like, you want the experience, just find a way to, I'm big on that, pay to play, then you're not trapped. Because yeah, I went through that experience too, feeling like, oh, I can't wait till I have the house. And then I was like, I want 4 sleds and I can invite all my friends and we're all going to go sledding all the time and all these trails and we'll go to like cottages. And then no, that's not the way life goes. That's all an illusion. Time could never line up with everybody's schedules. The weather would never cooperate. I paid for insurance, pay for storage, never got to use them. I thought at one point, you know what would have been way more brilliant is spontaneously saying to everybody, hey, got a day off? Okay, let's all go meet in the mountains and we'll rent, pay to play, go sledding. It lined up, everything is perfect. I didn't have to own nothing, try to find the trailers and haul it there and all the expenses and overhead and all that, right? This is what so many people do. And it's like, now you have those items. So guess what? Now, okay, here you go. What do you got? You now have to have a job to pay for those expenses instead of the experiences. Bing! Changed my life, sold everything. Yeah. So try an ultimate extreme sport like skydiving, it says. Have you ever? I had one booked, didn't work out, things in my life. Yeah, but I definitely want to. It's on my bucket list, for example. Dive with sharks. Are you kidding that this is in the list? That's always been on my list. Now here's what it was so exciting. If you can even have these things on a list of any kind, And see how it's like bringing excitement to me, and it'll bring excitement to you too if it resonates for you. And then that enlightens imagination, that enlightens the magnetic source that you're putting out to the universe to attract all kinds of things that bring you more of this feeling, this vibration. This is the energetic ability to take your wants and make them real, because it doesn't need to be, here's the detach from, if you think you want something, don't like have a death grip. I did that way wrong so many times. It'll block you. Then you have to, like, you can really want it, but you have to know that the universe, God, it's all going to work out in whatever divine way it's meant to. And it could be in a way that you can't even imagine. So even what you, like, it could be perfect to you, but what if there's something more perfecter? Like, you have to know that if it's more right for you, it's coming to you in a bigger, grander way that you can't even imagine. So the imagination is just to stir up, get that vibration, and then be like, okay, and I often do this, I let go and let God and be like, yeah, bring it to me. And whatever way it's meant to be, and just get excited. And then go back to making a list of all the things, like see the northern lights coming out here, divine. I chased them, thought they were like fireworks. It's 3:00 in the morning. I'm like, thinking they're gonna end. No, they don't. I had to discipline myself and be like, oh my gosh, I have to walk away from this. Like, how do you do it? It's so magical. These moments. See, the experiences are what make you come alive. So don't get persuaded in thinking that when you're like, I don't know what I want, start with just all of these little things, because it will help you create more of what you want. Sometimes you don't even know till you start enlightening and awakening all of that God source creative energy flow within you. And then the magic really starts to happen. And you can start stepping away from, like, watch my other video. I talk so much about, we get caught up thinking that what we want is the house and the this and the, but be careful not to get stuck into, again, owning things, because I gotta say this again, I did it in my last video too, about apartments and renting. Like, I don't know that there's anything wrong with that concept, considering that at any point you can move. Like, hang on to a house for retire, like, you know, but who's to say you're gonna live that long? Who's to say that by the time that it's paid off and you're retired that you're even gonna stay in it? They're gonna put you in a retirement home and sell the house. So what was the point? Like, really? Like, what are we doing? Like, is it better to try and build the security in this way, or live for the experiences? Because that's what we take with us. So maybe it's not the big picture of, like, I want the piece of land, I want this, because dig even deeper. Like, I want the house and the land, because what? I want to do gardening. I want to, well, then what if you were to find a community, a farm, connections with other, and now you're working together, but you're not stuck there, and you don't have to, like, own it necessarily, but be communal and allow yourself to free flow into whatever it is that truly is your deepest soul desires. Does this make sense? Leave a comment, leave a question. Don't forget to subscribe. Together is how we rise. I'm here to try and inspire and educate and motivate. Like, ride a horse on the beach, sleep under the stars, experience some of the hottest or coldest climates on Earth, go to a sports game if you never go, scuba diving, ride in a hot air balloon, dine at a really incredible restaurant, attend a British afternoon tea and experience different, that's fun too, go to different cultural stuff, watch a sunrise, learn to appreciate your own company. How about that? Yeah, alone ain't lonely. When you really love your own company and you're doing something like this, where you're allowing yourself the time to tap in to who you are, what you really want. And that might feel like, you know, you're being too immature, like grow up and get real and get rational. And no. That's what truly makes you happy. And if you talk to any senior when they're in their 60s, 70s, 80s, they're going to be like, yeah, most important thing you can do is live your life and don't let go, and of being creative and having fun and connecting with things that bring you joy. So, yeah, I hope that this inspires, because I live my life this way, like always having something to aspire to, even if it's something so little. Really, really helps authentic happiness happen within you, in your heart and soul. There's a reason to wake up in the morning, because you're like, "Ooh, what can I dream up today, or what can I fulfill in my fun list today?" Instead of having to-do lists, have a fun list, you know, and really enjoy life. That's what it's all about. Do you know that if you're in that frequency of joy, that's when you're the most open to more ideas, opportunities, and situations to align for you, because you're in the frequency of abundance. You're in the frequency of love and above and of bliss. And when you're there, it's a magnet. It truly is a magnet. I don't care if it's something as simple as you're just going to the grocery store. If you're in that frequency, it happens to me all of the time, you will attract incredible encounters where literally I'm leaving the grocery store and these people start yelling like, "I love you, I love you." And I'm yelling back, "I love you, I love you." And I thought, how incredible is that? I know that everything is divine and connected, and that in some way it wasn't a coincidence that I was divinely guided to that moment, to have that interaction, and that us screaming that across the parking lot was actually giving a vibration across the parking lot and beyond and into the wind. And anyone who experienced that, who felt that vibration with us in that moment, was touched. And that's the ripple effect. And like remembering that we're all little drops, but together we're the ocean. Think how powerful that is. So if there's any way that you can influence yourself to remember that you're that drop, and to raise that frequency so that you can change the ripple effect in this ocean of collective consciousness as we're all awakening and rising, truly what you want is to just feel that vibration in each moment. It's not necessarily when you get the house, when you get the car, when you get it don't even need to, just even dreaming about it can be enough in the moment, in the here and now, and hanging on to it and allowing the next moment to just be, "I love you, I love you, I love you." And allow it, right? That's what it's all about. Oh, I hope something truly touched your heart. This is such a fun time to be alive, helping, because we chose it. Don't forget you're a soul having a human experience, that you chose to be here during this time, to absolutely do everything you can to hold on to this frequency as we're in this shift. Keep that frequency up, because that's the ripple that's going to help change the entire world and shift everything into pure love and light, one love, peace on earth. I've always believed it could exist. I was always emulating the belief of it in that frequency, hoping that whoever I touch, I could just spark the fire within them. It's all I want to do, because I know one by one by one, it lights. It's the each drop in the ocean that creates. We're going to be the biggest wave of change. Be the change. Does that make sense? This is how you do it. Start having fun, discovering what it is that you want. One little exciting thing at a time. Make sense? I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Much love and light as we all rise and shine. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't hesitate to leave a comment or a question. And actually, I'm doing, for the rest of this month of July, calls. If you want to chat, if you want to empower your life, I'm here for you. Reach out. The link's in my description, and I'll leave it in the description here too. Much love.